As of the release of this episode, it's only been a couple weeks since attending an event called Theology Beer Camp. Think of it as a space to nerd out on biblical and theological matters while enjoying communion with like-minded individuals over a beer or two. But this ain't your typical church-faring event. Every person is welcome with no judgments or conditions, whether you're straight, gay, trans, a believer, an unbeliever. Even amongst the speakers, there are a diversity of people and ideas represented. In 2.5 days, I felt like I was in church community more than I had my entire life. No strings attached, no shame, just an allowance to express yourself for who God made you to be. And all while hearing some of the brightest minds in their respective fields, like John Dominic Crossan, Diana Butler Bass, Pete Enns, Kelly Brown Douglas, Grace G. Sun Kim, Tim Whitaker, Brian Recker, Reggie Williams, and many, many more. It was so fun rubbing shoulders with these big names in the world of theology and biblical scholarship. If you're currently questioning whether the faith tradition that you've known all your life isn't quite living up to the expectations that you hold it to, then consider checking out Theology Beer Camp in 2026, next fall. They have already announced that it'll be taking place in Kansas City. In this episode, I invite Pastor Will Rose and Ryan Doze to talk about our experience at the camp. The theme this year was Monty Python, so if you're familiar with that comedy style, I must ask, what is the average wind speed velocity of an unladen swallow? Or perhaps you could just tell me your favorite color or something. I should give you an explicit warning, as we do use some choice language throughout the episode. So if you have children around, perhaps this might not be the best episode for them. And now, I present you, without intermissions, my conversation with Will Rose and Ryan Doze.
Where have we arrived, Mark? Where are we?
I believe it looks like Theology Beer Camp 2025. Quest for the Holy Stein.
Man, we're still on the quest, or have we quested it?
I believe we're still on the quest. I think there's still things going on.
At the time of recording, we are questing.
When you listen to this, or the jury is still out there whether we achieved our quest or not, but we are questing at the moment. We are questing.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
Yeah, Mark, who do we have with us? This is I've been on your show, but our friend Ryan here. I have been on the show. Who do we have here? Ryan, introduce yourself and tell us your favorite person named Will. Who's your favorite person named Will?
I have an answer for this.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
You're not gonna like it. So, my name is Ryan Doze. I am a podcaster because look at me. And I've had the privilege of doing God Pod stuff at Beer Camp a few years, helped lead a few panels, and Will and I are friends, but my favorite Will...
Okay, here we go.
I low-key love Will Poulter, the actor.
Hey, I'll take backseat to Will Poulter any day.
He is so stinking handsome.
And on one of my favorite shows of all time, The Bear. Like when he shows up on The Bear.
Will Poulter's on The Bear?
Yes.
Will Poulter is on The Bear.
And an incredible, like deep into the seasons and good stuff. Look him up.
I'm thinking we're the Millers, Will Poulter.
Yeah, okay.
He's Kenny. He's like, you guys were getting paid?
Yeah. So Ryan is the leader and podcaster of Across the Bifrost, the Mighty Thor podcast that I... am co-host on when I have time, and we met through
like
Geek Stage.
You're like co-host
and Thor,
emeritus.
Co-host emeritus, and so we geeked out on comics and Thor, met so many years ago, way back when, the before times, and then we've been a part of Beer Camp and curating the Geek Stage that's now the Pop God Stage, Pop Culture Stage, and here we are. And Mark, I met in Denver last year, and I've done a few episodes of stuff. So Mark, thank you for having us on here. Jody, let's record at Beer Camp and Yeah.
Well, I just got to say, thank you for joining us again, Will. And then Ryan, I just got to say, you are not the Messiah. You're a very naughty boy. And
Believe it or not the first time I've heard that.
So for context, the theme of this Theology Beer Camp is Monty Python, Quest for the Holy, or just Monty Python in general. So we decided to play a little
Quest
game
for the
here.
Holy Stein. Since
Quest
it's
for the
beer
Holy
camp,
Stein,
we have a Stein.
Everyone got a Stein when we got here.
Yep.
So we've got a few Monty Python quotes that we need to work into the conversation naturally.
Yeah,
and
naturally.
that was the first one that I chose.
Nice.
You are not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
I agree with that.
We also have our coconuts here as Will.
That's what we wrote in on.
Yes,
we wrote in
on it.
I don't remember you wearing those.
Yes. Why do you think they got here?
These right here.
It's natural for us to do that. Ryan did that earlier with those same coconuts.
Do it. And one of our other friends, Sarah, was like, "Hey!" And I was like, "Oh no,
No, not allowed."
Keep it on, man."
So, Will, you came up with a creative little topic that we can kind of talk on, talking about the curiosity of what kind of sparked our imagination through this whole everybody talking on the panels and everything going on at Theology Beer Camp. Maybe you could just explain, like, kind of your idea of what you were thinking with that.
Yeah, I think we're basically at Trip Fuller Con convention, and so throughout the whole
Into the Fullerverse,
we're into the Fullerverse at this point. Yeah, we're gonna go a gig. I like that. Look what we're doing. And he over a course of many years, we also called him the Podfather because he was one of the original people to really do some podcasting. And he has a whole origin story of getting into theology and reading books and talking to authors so that we don't necessarily have to read the books, but hear the conversations around it. And so he's doing it for many, many years. And over the years has grown, fan base has grown, the listenership has grown, the hunger for community in a safe and brave and courageous space to ask big questions that often churches don't allow for or are afraid of or get defensive about. Trip provides that space. And so Beer Camp has grown over the years, and here we are. And so he has everything from, yes, beer and steins and humor and skits and laughter, but also some of the most intelligent minds you can think of around theology and philosophy, and they do what's the word I'm looking for? Keynoting, like TED Talks.
Why did I jump in and I can't?
I know. It's like thanks for clarifying that.
Thanks
Brian.
for nothing.
Thanks for nothing. But no, like keynotes and conversations and speakers who speak to that, and then break off into workshops and smaller conversations. So you have anything from a room of 500 people listening to an amazing speaker to a breakout workshop where there's 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 people, or someone sitting in the corner talking to their favorite podcast or having a beer and asking them questions. And so the beauty of the space, it is a brave and safe and courageous space to ask those questions that everybody wrestles with, and I love it. So this year, this is my church hosted in 2022, and so it's cool to provide that space for others and open the church doors where some people haven't walked in a church in a long time or felt comfortable, but yet we opened our doors. And along the way, we had the venues that did the same. Last year we had St. Mark's, and now we have Awaken Community, which is doing the same. And it's a really cool space. So my question was, what stands out this year? You've been to a few, you've been to two now. Is there a speaker? Is there a topic or something this go around that you kind of resonate with or kind of stands out? Real fast for me, Philip Clayton doing that cosmic big picture to small picture about the groaning of the universe, interweaving science and theology. I geek out hard on that, and he did that beautifully. And I know, it was so good. So to hear him, I've heard him before and read some of his books, but not do it live. And to see that live was absolutely incredible.
So, do you mind if I go?
Yeah, no.
This is your dog and pony show.
By all means, go ahead.
So, I swear to God, I swear this is not a flex, but this year I was just busier, doing more stuff. I love doing all the fun things. I haven't sat in on many panels this year, but there was, we're talking about this year specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will stow that story away. Because I'm still reeling from Robert Jones and Diana Butler's thing from 2 years ago.
Right.
Ridiculous. This year, though, I love listening to John Dominic Crossan And our other mutual friend, Josh Patterson, has had to explain to me who he is. Because here's the thing, like that name gets thrown around and people are like, oh my gosh, if I could only be near him.
Yeah.
Breathe the same air. And I'm like, I don't know who this old man is. Mm-hmm. When he explains stuff with this kind of folksy charm and humor, it's like he's like a Jim Henson's Muppet come to life. And I mean that in a good way.
I know.
Like,
we're laughing because we resonate with what you said.
He's so cartoony, but then brilliant. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand, like, one of my things, Will knows this, Mark, we've talked about this many times, I don't know half of what they're talking about.
No, of course not.
And I'm not going to stand there and be like, oh, yes, yeah. Like, I'm inherently curious and inquisitive. But when he talks, I'm just like, you are just a dude who thought about stuff for a long time and has, like, Diana said something the opening morning, Friday, of like, we're seeing, she points to John and says, we're seeing someone who has lived through so much ebbs and flows and seasons of passion, seasons of drought, all this stuff. And it was just nice. It was really, really nice to see an old man speak with so much whimsy and care, and that his disposition is what I go out of thinking. I'm like, if we could all be that in 80 years, that'd be incredible.
And that's why I think he gets along with Tripp so well, is because they have that same kind of, I don't mind being funny and loose and whimsical, but also brilliant. Yeah. And across his 90 years, we don't know how much more time we have with him. He looks great. He doesn't need a walker or a wheelchair. He's zipping around all over the place. And it's like almost like, even if you ran to the door or something happened, it would be like, oh, it's just a flesh wound. I think that's kind of what he would say. He would keep going. I
forgot we were playing a game.
And so like I think that's the way that it would be. But
that was well placed.
Yeah. But no, I hear you. Like it is like some of these giants in scholarship and New Testament scholarship are just. It's an honor to be a part of them, but also to be in this kind of space, which feels like often like a high school youth group lock-in meets theology conference.
Meets open bar at the craziest wedding you've ever been to.
Exactly. Yeah, good stuff. How about you? Like, what's standing out?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I just have to interrupt your program to annoy you and make things generally more irritating because.
Thank you. That sounds a lot like beer camp.
No, like you were talking. We were talking about earlier, Ryan. That you were talking about that these people, like, you don't know half of what they're talking about, and that we just feel like a big dumb bag of nails. And your words, and it was perfect. It was like I resonated with that so much.
I did tell you that yesterday.
Like on my podcast here, I talk about a lot of smart things, but I'm pulling from so many other people that talk about the smart things, and I just adapt that into my dialogue of what I do. I feel like I'm just like a blank canvas, pulling all this stuff in, even when I'm researching and whatnot, and when I talk about it on my episodes. But then I come here and I feel like I don't know jack shit. Like,
Mark.
This is probably the first time. I'll probably have to do a disclaimer on just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound.
A verbal flesh wound.
Verbal flesh wound.
Verbal flesh wound.
It's just one. I've never heard that in traffic before.
That needs to be a Grub and Grace t-shirt.
Oh.
Verbal flesh wound.
Verbal flesh wound. Welcome to Verbal Flesh Wound.
Sorry, Mark. I just had Brian Recker on a previous episode here, and he gave a little panel, and it's just like, great to hear him talk and talk about the concept of hell and how that shapes our life in general. And then you get like John Dominic Cross talking about the groaning of the universe and even just the scientific bringing stuff into that, and I don't even know specifically what to bring up on all that. It's just like it's everything they talk about is blowing my mind. I'm gonna have to watch some replays because it's just like I can't retain everything, especially with like a beard.
These podcasts are not listening at 2.5 with on the highway. You got to slow it down.
You ever tried to listen to Trip at 2.5?
No.
It is dizzying.
Yeah.
So I need to ask, Mark, is this the first beer camp you've traveled for?
Yes.
Because the last one, correct me if I'm wrong, but the last one was at your home church, home area.
Mm-hmm. It's at my home church. That's the church that we call our home. And
Okay. So I remember my first beer camp, and I was definitely out of my element. I knew Will. I knew a few people, kinda. But I felt like I was being hit with a fire hose. Mm-hmm. And I, being the ambitious, like, well, I just want to sound smart. I just feel like, I know I'm not going to be the smartest guy in the room, but if I can crack the top 10, that'd be awesome. I tried to be that guy for my first beer camp. I got demolished.
Yeah.
Like, my GED was powerless against all of this. And I went home kind of disappointed almost, because I was looking at it like a church conference. It's like a Craig Groeschel men's conference. And I was disappointed. Like, what? So in comparison to last year's beer camp, your first beer camp, to this one, what has been the biggest difference? What did you learn over the course of the year leading up to this that maybe helped you come into this one with a different attitude, something like that?
I think it helped that I grew my network through everyone like you guys and through everyone that I met last time.
Oh, okay.
I think it helped humble me because I was very similar to you. Like I went in, I wouldn't necessarily say that I was trying to be the smartest one in the room.
None of us want to look dumb in this setting.
No, of course not. You got to come up with something, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a fire hose. Like you get just sprayed in the face, and it's humbling to be around so many people like that. But I think more so than that, I think the biggest kind of shock with it all for me was that I'm like coming out of this like fundamentalist circle, Bible literalism, and not that I really adhere to it. I was a part of that community. I was that was my whole life growing up, was growing up in the church and being a part of that system. And kind of, right around COVID, trying kind of starting to question things and whatnot, I didn't really have a community of people that I could really talk to honestly about this kind of stuff. And so it was more internalized. When I found this group, and I started listening to like new evangelicals, and then opened up to like homebrew Christianity, like Trip Fuller,
across
and
the Bifrost, the Mighty Three.
And I didn't meet you guys
relationality.
So it opened up all this stuff, but then actually attending my first beer camp, it felt refreshing. It was just nice to find this community of people, even if it was just for a weekend. Like you
found your people.
It set my heart ablaze in a way, and like it just it's.
I think he's gonna preach.
Here we go. My heart is strangely warmed.
Hallelujah.
It's one of the grossest.
Thanks, Wesley.
I get it,
Wesley.
I get it.
As a Lutheran minister, who Martin Luther said some really shitty things. At least you have Wesley who said, "At least my heart was strangely warmed."
That was John, right?
Yeah.
Someone just told me like, John, you're gonna need to cool it.
That's right. It's warm.
We're all
It's like warm brownies. It's like warm, gooey brownies.
My heart is fresh out the oven. So, Mark, would you say that...
So you're trying to clarify him right now? You're going to repeat what he just said.
That when you were in this former conservative, biblically literal, which was, by the way, I'm from that experience too, would you say that you were able to see the violence inherent in the system and say, help, I'm being repressed?
I'd say if you can't see the shit on, then it must be a king, right?
Oh!
I waited so long to say my quote, and Mark was just like, and counter.
Well, speaking of us recording this, speaking of we're recording this on No King's Day, and this being a safe space, I think strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Wouldn't you guys agree? On No King's Day?
Really, this is political science.
Really? We're doing poli-sci now. We're not doing open and relational theology. We're doing poli-sci.
According to the quest for the Holy Grail.
Poli-sci.
Oh my God.
I sure hope my listener base is picking up all these incantations.
They're smart. I know.
Verbal flesh wounds. Oh my gosh.
Fun.
Wowzers.
Yeah, I mean, everything going on. I mean, we're all talking about like social justice. There's a lot of social justice talk going on, and I think it's very apt to be talking about it, especially with the No Kings protest going on right now and everything going in our socio-political sphere and everything. And a lot of people are afraid, and a lot of people are scared. And, I think a lot of the stuff that people talking at the Theology Beer Camp here has been a message of hope, a message of, what things could be and how we can, come together and support each other and support those who are oppressed, marginalized, and pushed aside. So, even though we're living in a very scary time within this region of the world, it's nice to be able to have this community of like-minded people that are talking about these subjects and not just being silent and therefore complicit in what's happening and what's actually being implemented within our current empire and system right now.
Yeah, I think people attend Theology Beer Camp, one, because they're fans of Tripp and what he does, but also to gather with people like them, to reconnect with people that maybe saw before, but also just to find their people. And Tripp's cultivated an online community of learning and growing, and it's his spiritual community that he helps curate. And yeah, it's really smart, but he also has his youth pastor at heart, so he wants to bring people together, and creating this space for that, I think is really important. They can do all those things on top of each other. And so,
I couldn't agree with you more. I think there's this imagery that I associate with beer camp now, because one of the things we do at beer camp a lot is a lot of beers get poured out.
A lot of beers.
There's a constant pouring in, pouring out. And I think it's a pretty good metaphor for what beer camp does, because almost all year we are constantly pouring out energy into our own families, our own relationships, our own communities, if we have them. Yeah. And then because some of us, like what Mark was saying, like some of us have kind of either voluntary or involuntary, we've adopted this outcast status from an established church, a former church, things like that. And what we do is we spend so much time in our year pouring out to good things, and then pouring out to things like, how in the world do I keep up with the news? You're never going to be able to.
Yeah.
That's 24 hours, and eventually you have to sleep. So you're keeping up, you're pouring out. Beer camp is I've told Will this so many times, Mark. It is the one time a year I get to be with my friends and be completely myself, and without even intentionally doing anything, we are filling each other back up with the energy and the effort and the spirit we need for the rest of the year. Will and I never, ever plan to be like, hey, I'm calling for my hour-long discipleship talk.
My accountability partner.
Yes.
You signed up for April 11th at 3 p.m.
Exactly. Yeah. Because here's the truth. And I'm not a religious studies guy or whatever. That doesn't work. I spent 20 plus years trying to make it work. It didn't work. Instead, friendship worked. Care worked. Empathy worked. Will has talked me through some of and sorry, this is not like the Will Rose Spotlight Hour, but it should be. Will has helped me through so many difficult areas of life, and never once was I like, gee, Pastor, do you got an easy answer for my very complicated problem? Why, yes. Here's the Hallmark greeting card version.
Or read this book and you'll be good.
Yeah, read. Like, Will knows I don't read.
You read comics. Come on, you read. You read every day.
I read. As long as it's got pictures, I'll read it. Which is what Kim tells me all the time.
If it don't have pictures. Words with pictures.
I'm just saying, like, that constant pouring out and pouring in.
That's a good analogy.
It is really good. It is how I've just... It's a good visualization for beer camp. So we're all pouring out.
And, okay, times. Yeah. All right, I'm going to keep going with this metaphor. So Tripp provides us with kegs. Are you about to grab those? You grab your coconuts? Were you about to grab your coconuts? All right, there. No,
since Mark did it, I wanted to do it.
I know, you were like, I need to do this.
No, but like, fun.
So Tripp not only, to go with this metaphor even further, he provides beer. He provides kegs. He has sponsors and people. We have one called the Holy Hop Grenade, Theology Beer Camp.
Holy Hop
Theology Beer Camp. This might be backwards a little bit, but here it is. I'm poured out. And but I think they provide a lot of beer, but also he also has a bottle share. So he invites people to bring what they brought with them from their homes, their favorite beer, to the table. So he's not only saying, let's do craft beer together. What are we going to homebrew Christianity? How are we going to homebrew our faith and pull together all the ingredients around?
Bring your own spice of life.
Bring your own spice of life. And it could be like a black porter. It could be wine. It could be a Truly. It could be something.
Could it be an IPA?
It could be the best beer ever, which is an IPA from maybe...
Since there's like a ton of white guys here.
There needs to be some hoppy stuff. Come on, man. Everything else is boring. But we bring the bottle share. So we bring what we bring here as well. It's not just him providing for you and let me tell you how to do religion right or whatever.
You're not being told what to do.
You're not being told. You're being invited to bring your favorite stuff to the table too. And I think that's beautiful.
I think it's also important to bring out your dead too.
That wasn't
I'm
on
not
the
dead
card.
yet. I'm not dead yet. Be quiet back there. I'm not dead yet.
But I'm not dead.
But I'm not dead. Bring out your dead. But I'm not dead. That's a good one. Good one. Super fun, guys. This is great. And yeah, I mean, we're anticipating where it'll be next time. What's going to be he tries to go around the country, and so if this is your first time listening to Grub and Grace or Across the Bifrost or Systematic Ecology, if this is your first time or you haven't heard of Theology Beer Camp, find Trip Fuller and follow his website and his Substack and where it's going to be next time. We'd love to meet you in person because that's what it is. It's cool to listen and follow and see what's up going on with his online classes, but also to see people in person.
I mean, Will and I have been friends for going on 5 years this year, which it's a lot. But
I was 10 pounds lighter then.
And I was weirdly not. There's some shirts from that year I can't fit into. Fantastic. But I was just gonna say, you and I are very good friends. We don't see each other all the time.
No,
we see each other once, maybe twice a year.
Yep.
Some of my greatest friends live all the way across the country. Maryland, Tennessee, North Carolina, California, it just crazy all around. I live in the middle of Nebraska.
Canada.
We
have a friend in Canada.
One of our co-hosts on Across the Bifrost is from Canada, and he would be ashamed.
Canada sounds real nice about right now.
He keeps inviting us, and we're like,
one day we're just going to show up with our podcast equipment. We're living with you for a year.
I've asked him about the guest room,
and his wife's going to be like, "Oh gosh,
oh no, all these refugees." But I'm just saying, it is a place where so many, like Will was saying, so many people from different walks of life, different stories that you may think it's like, oh, I deconstructed from my evangelical church. Fantastic. Yeah. But you are uniquely you, even if some of the elements of your story sound like other people's. When you come here, though, there is a common lexicon of pain. There is a common
phrase. That was good. A common lexicon of pain. That's good.
That's a big word. I wouldn't say that it's a big old dumb bag of nails.
Write that down. That's your autobiography.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue to try and sound smart. But there is this, it's a common language. Mm-hmm. If someone says, I was hurt by the church, you know what they're not going to do? Well, you probably didn't pray enough or anything. Mm-hmm. Here, though, it is assumed that you mean what you say and that your pain is validated. So when you come from these different places, it creates a common ground that you didn't even really realize was there. And so that's what I love about Beer Camp. It's one of the things I love about Beer Camp is that lexicon of pain. That's the name of my metal band.
That's it. I'm gonna write that down. But that being said, it is kind of a love fest, but also we're challenged to, and so
you don't go home empty-handed.
You don't go empty-handed. No. Yeah. So hey, do you hear that?
Yeah. I think the horses. Yep, the horse is here.
Getting ready to go. Yep. Here we go. We gotta roll back out
of Camelot.
we're out. Time to head back out to some more workshops and humor and after parties and beer and connections. And so, Mark, thanks for what you do.
Yeah.
Thanks for what you do, man.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Hey.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah.
We're out.
You shall pass.
You shall pass. What's
It's the part of the episode or the movie where Eric Idle is like, you must get through this castle of all of these beautiful virgins. He's like, I can take them.
Oh, what is it? The troll is like, what is the password or whatever?
What is your favorite color?
Green. No, blue. Ah!
Follow me if you dare. Look at the bones.
All right, peace out. That was fun, dude.
Hopefully you got some usable stuff in there.
Hopefully.
That's it for today's episode of Grub and Grace. I hope you enjoyed my discussion with Will Rose and Ryan Doze about our experience and curiosity at Theology Beer Camp 2025. I want to give a big thank you to Will and Ryan for joining me on this episode. If you would like to find out where to listen to more of Will Rose, he shows up on numerous podcasts on the Anazao Podcast Network, but primarily Systematic Geekology and The Homily with Will Rose. You can find Ryan on the podcast Across the Bifrost. If you like the content that we produce, consider rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever else you listen to. It would really help the algorithm. And as always, until next time, stay curious, keep an open mind, and celebrate the traditions that bring us all together.